So Stanford show in next, and Stanford, have a seat. Good to see you.
How you doing, Mr. Durham?
Doing well. Hope you are. Good to have you in.
Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, glad to have you guys in. And wanted to get you back during football season. I think at the time, Coach had told us you were injured. You were playing linebacker, got injured. Therefore, I didn't get a chance to have you over.
Yeah, I was, and it's a shame. I was really having a big time, and I think I was kind of starting to get the hang of it a little bit. The team was starting to hit a stride, so banged my head a little bit, got a concussion. But anyway, I'm over that now, and all good to go.
Are you excited about this American Legion baseball?
Absolutely, I'm really looking forward to it. I think just really appreciate Mr. Makovic and my dad, and you, of course, for all the support, and hoping we can get it rolling and have a good turnout.
How about the team over at Page, the high school team? What do you have up next for the team? Maybe a game tomorrow, I guess, and the regular season winding down. The regular season ends next week, so what's coming up for the team right now, and how close are you to trying to catch Southern Alamance and try to catch Dudley and try to catch against Southeast? How about all that?
Absolutely. So we've definitely got a few big games coming up. We've got 3 conference games left this year. We've got Smith tomorrow night, and we have Dudley on Tuesday and Southern Alamance next Friday at home, and all of them are must-win games at this point, obviously, to try and get a good seed in the conference for both the conference tournament and the playoffs.
How about that downtown tournament? Did you enjoy that Farm Bureau Invitational tournament downtown?
Absolutely. It's really great to see the Grasshoppers and State Farm supporting the local high schools and getting us all together to go play a ball tournament down at the stadium. It's not often that you get to play on a field and in a park as gorgeous as that and play some good competition as well. So in addition to it being an awesome time, I think it was also good for the team. We got to see some high-level competition, which is what we're going to be facing when the playoffs roll around.
We'll talk about your experience down there. What were some of the pluses for you in that tournament, that 3 games you guys played?
Well, obviously just being able to play on a manicured field where the hops are true, having some decent-sized crowds out there watching, and just being with both guys on my team and some of the guys that we don't get to play a lot on other teams, but that I've played with growing up. It was really good and kind of got the competitive edge going, because it's always nice to beat your buddies.
Good to see some of those Wesleyan guys, I guess, down there.
Absolutely, I know quite a few of those boys, and you know, those kind of programs are what we're trying to emulate at Page. They play the game hard, they play the right way, and they're mentally tough, which is what we're trying to emulate, and it's something that the coaches at Page have always stressed, and I think they've done a good job this year of continuing to do that, and I think we're only going to continue to improve.
Do you feel like you're having a good senior season at Page? I know you would always want it to be better, but has it been a good year for you?
You know, it's been pretty well. There's always room for improvement, and I know myself, along with all the other players and coaches on the Page team, are always looking for ways to improve, just to take the team to that next level. I don't think you're ever finished working to improve yourself.
What is stronger for you this year, your offense or your defense? What would you say?
I think I've always worked very hard on my defense and been pretty consistent out in the field, but I've had a decent time at the plate as well this year. Like I said, you can always improve, and I'm always looking to get better.
Now, the baseball versus the football thing. I guess all the football was this senior year. It's all in the past. That's all behind you. Everything full steam ahead baseball for the rest of the way.
Absolutely. The football thing, it was something that I had done back in middle school, and I decided to take a few years off and just focus on baseball. And then this year being my senior year, I figured it was kind of the last shot I had to play, and wanted to go out there, and I really enjoyed it. Still, obviously, more of a baseball guy, but it was a great experience for sure.
What brand of baseball did you play in the past prior to this year? Playing American Legion this coming summer, what brand did you play in the past?
Right. Well, I've played USSSA AAU baseball with the North Carolina Baseball Academy for years. Started over there when I was 11. Prior to that, I played with the Greensboro Tar Heels with BJ Artis, Devin Sweet, Bo Myers, some of those boys. And prior to that, I played with the team called the Checkered Flag Racing Team when I was 9 years old out of Eden. But it's been primarily the travel ball, then leading into showcase ball, and also played Colt ball with the school systems in the summer. But I think the Legion thing is a great opportunity to get some of the area schools together and go compete in
How do you see it being a positive, what you want to do for your baseball future? How is the American Legion going to help you maybe get somewhere in the future, college baseball possibly?
Well, obviously it's great for exposure. Seeing the higher level competition, obviously, obviously improves you as a ball player. It forces you to keep working and to keep pushing yourself so that you can go out there and compete. So not only for myself, but I think for some of the younger players and some of the other players around the Greensboro area, I think it's going to be a great thing.
Probably going to be some scouts and college coaches watching these games too, right? Get some people to come watch those games.
Hopefully, I'm sure if the talent's there, they will follow. So, but what I'm most concerned with is getting the team going, getting this Legion program started up for the guys coming along the way in Greensboro, and just having some competitive baseball back.
Kind of fun to be reaching the stage. You might play some games with guys from Grimsley, maybe Northern Guilford, other schools you played against, but you know these guys. They'll be on the same team with you now, right?
Absolutely. I think it's a great opportunity. It's you always kind of wonder what some of the guys that you play against are like. So I think it'll be a great opportunity for us to all come together and hopefully have a great summer.
First baseball team you played on?
Oh, geez, that was probably in the Greensboro City League rec team, just a rec t-ball team. But the first true baseball team I played on was out at the Summerfield Recreation Association.
Remember the coach back then?
So Jeff Clark, I believe.
Jeff Clark. That's going back a few years for you.
Absolutely.
Had success even back then, probably.
It took a little while to come at first in kid pitch, but my dad and I we'd go out and he'd hit me 4 or 5 buckets of ground balls. He'd throw bat and practice to me, hit me fly balls. So it eventually came.
What would you say is the most successful year you've ever had playing the baseball?
Honestly, I haven't kept up with it a ton.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with the team's success than I am my own personal success.
Right.
My 8th grade year was great. Last year for the Page team was great simply because we had a really good year. We were 17-6 last year, made a run into the playoffs, made it to the conference tournament championship game for the first time for Page High School since 2004. So that was obviously an awesome season.
Now, the kid like Brandon Nail, he had helped you guys a lot. Do you kind of miss guys like that when they move on?
Absolutely. It's hard to replace a guy like Brendan. He not only was he a great ball player, but he was a leader, both in the clubhouse and on the field. He knew when to kind of keep things loose and when to make sure everybody was getting after it. So it definitely hurt losing a guy like that. But we've had some young guys step up, and I think we're coming together as the season's progressing.
Who would you say the coach would be you learned the most from over the years? Who was the one coach who really gave you a lot, and you left there with some good things you picked up from him?
Well, all of my coaches throughout the years have been great. I've been really lucky in that respect. Coach Harden obviously has been awesome. Clark Erskine, who's up at McMichael
He's
now.
a good one, yeah.
He's wonderful. Scott Bankhead out at the North Carolina Baseball Academy. Rodney Morgan. And my dad, obviously, he's had never been an official coach.
He's the unsung hero, yeah.
He's always helping me out.
Yeah. He's the motivator, I'm sure.
Jeff Guerreri, I've had quite a few good coaches throughout the years. Charlie Gamble, who's down at Southeast.
The younger Charlie
He's
Gamble?
great, yes.
What team did he coach you with? Remember?
He was never officially a coach. He
Like
helped
an
out
instructor?
with the baseball academy teams occasionally, and I took quite a few lessons from him.
Favorite player when you were growing up? Did you have a favorite player from the Major League?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chipper Jones for the Braves.
Yeah.
I was always a big fan.
What do you think about this new guy, this Chris Bryant with the Cubs?
Honestly, I don't really know a lot about him, but I definitely think he's going to be a good one, and it's always exciting to see a guy like that come up.
Who's your most impressive player right now in the Major Leagues? You look at the Major League Baseball, you watch it a lot because you love the game. Who's the most impressive these days out there at the top level?
Absolutely. I'm going to have to say Mike Trout, just because he can do it all. He can hit for power, hit for average, he can run. He's got a cannon from the outfield. I think he's definitely the best all around.
Look at a few things beyond the bases. Do you have a favorite TV show? You watch much TV at all? Probably don't have much time, I'm sure.
I don't have a ton of time, but my favorite TV show with live TV would probably be SportsCenter, MLB Tonight, things like that. Usually when I'm watching live TV, I'm watching NFL Network, ESPN, or MLB Network.
We've asked the guys tonight some of these same questions. Your least favorite stoplight in town you're driving. Is there a stoplight that just drives you crazy?
It's funny you ask that, because I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, why do they have a stoplight here on North Elm Street between Cone Boulevard and Pisgah Church Road? There's a stoplight at the VF and the BB&T, and it just doesn't make any sense to me why they've got a stoplight there.
Sometimes you wonder, why is it just not a stop sign sign. Yeah?
Exactly.
Crazy stuff. Over the years, who's been the person who's been the biggest influence on your baseball career?
Again, I don't think I can ever give you one person because there's quite a few who have influenced
Too long a
me
list, right?
a lot. But
Yeah.
I'd say the front runner has got to be my dad, just because he's always taken time to give me tips when I need it. Spend financial resources on getting me into the right situations where I can improve, and gone out and spent countless hours on the field hitting me ground balls, fly balls, throwing bat in practice. So.
Let me ask you, favorite restaurant other than Shane's Rib Shack you could recommend around town? Got one of those?
Elizabeth's Pizza.
Okay, which one?
The one
Lawndale?
on Battleground.
Battleground, gotcha.
They've got a great chicken portofino. That's my go-to.
Talk about we get this. We talked all baseball, so we get to the meat and potatoes, bread and butter. Some of your different things you've done academically at Page. I know you held some positions, like class president, student. Talk about some of that real quick.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm.
You love those leadership roles. I know you do.
I do, and it's just I've always taken pride in everything I'm involved in. So I've tried my best to do what I can to improve my schools over the years, and really whatever I'm a part of. So this year I'm the student body president at Page, and last year I was the class president, and it's just been a really great experience getting to work with some of the teachers and some of the students that I may not interact with otherwise. It's just given me a chance to meet a lot of new people and to hopefully have improved the school a little bit.
And what are some of the jobs and things you do being the student body president? Do you address the student body and different projects and things like that you're doing?
Absolutely. Obviously, the student council plans all of the school dances. We also run countless fundraisers, blood drives throughout the year. We run a coin drive that supports underprivileged families in the Greensboro community. We actually raised almost $4,000 in that this year. So it's a great organization because of what it gives back.
Have you learned a lot doing handling these different roles? It's going to help you maybe down the road?
Absolutely. I think it's just kind of helped to develop my leadership skills, which has translated onto the athletic field and into the classroom.
We talk about taking it to the next level. You're going to take it to the next level when you go to college. Have you made that decision yet, where you're going to go and what you plan to do?
Not 100%.
It's getting late in the game, isn't it? Late in the year.
And
senior
I'm probably
year, still
going to be
thinking
taking
about
it
that?
down to the wire.
That's good, though. That's good.
You
have a lot of people asking you about that.
I do, and it's obviously a tough decision. It's a big decision. I'm leaning towards UNC Chapel Hill, but not positive on that end quite yet. So,
if you do go to UNC Chapel Hill, do you play club baseball, stay in the game that way?
Absolutely. And play club ball and see what I can do to improve my skills. Maybe try and walk on something along those lines because I love the game.
What's your goal in life? What do you want to do at the end of the road there?
At the end of the road, I'd love to get into politics, and just simply because I don't like some of the things I'm seeing with the way our country's going, and I just want to make sure that I leave a mark to hopefully improve the lives of those
Any of
around
these
me.
presidential candidates that have impressed you so far, that have declared they're going to run? Anybody so far you're looking at or studying and thinking they might help out? They can help us?
I really like Dr. Ben Carson's. I can't. Yeah,
Did you hear him
Dr. Ben
speak when he was in
Carson.
town?
Yes, I actually did. I was down there. I was able to talk to him for a few minutes, and he's a very educated man, and I think he's a great guy.
Is he going to run?
He is supposed to announce on May 4th, I believe.
Announced that he will run, right?
Announced that he will run.
It's going to be a busy political field this year. I don't know how we're going to handle all this. Gosh.
Absolutely, it's going to be crazy for sure. And there's a few other candidates out there that I think are solid as well. And obviously, I've just got to look into it and research them and see.
Do you enjoy following all that? You enjoy that?
I do to a degree.
Well, you're busy nonetheless.
Absolutely, I try to stay busy. I like it that way.
What do you do to keep the energy levels up? You're a Red Bull man. What do you do to keep all that going?
I try to stay away from
Good
those
idea.
energy drinks as
Good
much as I
idea.
can. However, I will confess that prior to the last 2 baseball games we've had, I have had a couple Monster energy drinks.
Did you win those 2 games?
We went 1-1.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's kind of a toss-up at this point. I might have to have a tiebreaker.
Monster energy drink, right?
Right. It's not a usual thing. There was one day I was feeling a little tired. I needed a little pick-me-up, and we ended up doing doing well, and us baseball players were a little superstitious, so I had to do it again the next day.
I could probably talk to you all day long, all night long. Have you missed any days of school this year?
Just a few.
I just wondered about that. It was a perfect attendance type thing to start for you too, but I'm sure that is a major part of what you try to do is be there and be on time, all those things, all that detail too, right?
Right. It's obviously important to be there in order to absorb the information. It can be tough sometimes with all the commitments, especially this fall playing both football and showcase baseball on the weekends, as well as being student body president. I'm also president of Athletes in Action, which does canned food drives at the home football games. So I was quite busy, but I tried as best I could to keep my.
Do you guys have like a baseball team captain? Do you have that on your team there?
Yes, we do. It's Kenny Makovic, Troy Lake, and myself. Traditionally, it's been the seniors.
Gotcha.
Obviously, there's some underclassmen that step up and have kind of unofficially earned that as well. But